Well, good morning. Just before I hopped on here, I was getting that, my hood made me look like, I felt like a magician, like Harry Potter. Like I should have a witch's hat on. And that actually kind of goes hand in hand with, so Hecate has been coming up quite a bit. And I kept getting message after message about Hecate. And there was one message that was talking about claiming that you are a witch, saying I am a witch and claiming that. But it's not always excuse me, pardon me. Woman in total control of herself. That's where I'm getting witch. So sorry. Throat chakra. It's been activated, third eye. My crown was tingling so much yesterday. But there's certain things, so I'm sitting here thinking about, certain people that have kind of gone out of their way or have just not liked me for whatever reason. And sometimes eventually kind of get out of character. Well, maybe it is their character, but they show their face. They show their true self. So they kind of start to come off as I'm your friend, I'm here for you, I want to be here for you, blah, blah, blah. And then there's something that changes, something that switches, something that flips. And so there's this heavy element of envy. And I don't have the greatest, to me, I'm still struggling. I'm still trying to sort myself. I'm still trying to, find my way. I'll be 40 this year, and it seems man, I'm just starting to come into myself. And I get the words late bloomer. And so it's so society really tells us that we need to have shit figured out in our 20s or in our early 30s. You have to have everything figured out, mapped out, whatever. And a lot of us are just figuring ourselves out, just finding out who we are. And that takes time. And it's kind of there are people that obviously do blossom and bloom when they are young, and then there are others like myself that have never really taken off. I haven't really had my big break per se. I have been working through things. I have been doing the inner work, and that journey has been arduous. That's a journey that a lot of people do not take, because a lot of people would rather just kind of brush things off than take accountability, than to look at the things that really make them tick, make them, look at the ways that you're triggered, look at the ways that things light you up. When you're hanging out with this person, how does it make you feel? Do you feel drained when you are when you guys are away from each other? Do you feel drained? Or do you guys kind of energize each other? Those are certain things that we aren't really taught or told to really look at. And so when we're programmed or we're conditioned to do certain things or feel certain things, even the feeling of being a failure because you haven't launched, it's I'm getting the movie Failure to Launch, or the words Failure to Launch, but I'm also seeing the movie cover of Failure to Launch where excuse me, to others it feels like you're dragging your feet, but it's no. Especially if you're on a path that not a lot of people are taking. Sometimes it takes a little while, and you get to the point where sometimes spirit will test you and life will test you, and you're just Like, am I like they're saying I am, or am I what I know to be? And okay, so you have to really like get down to yourself and understand yourself. And like, is that thought mine, or is it something that I was told? Do you know, like, does that make sense? So anyways, I was just like thinking about certain people and why they didn't like me or why they don't like me. One of them has a tumultuous relationship with their mother. And so the relationship that I have with my kids, or the dynamic that I have with my kids, I think it really triggered that because they didn't have that experience. There's certain things that they never had or never got to experience. So instead of addressing that, it's like, you're the worst mother ever. And like, I'm supposed to take it to heart. I'm supposed to, beat myself up. Like, are you kidding me? I'm constantly in this like reflection where like, am I doing enough? And I'm, again, like, there's opportunities that have come into my life, which means that I'm a lot busier, which means that it takes away time from my kids, which has been a hard challenge because we spend so much time together. And so having to do something that is outside of that, outside of what we have built, what we have created, is causing a little bit of tension. So it's kind of been like a little bit of a testing time as we kind of sort things out, as I figure things out. And it's not always easy. But I know that when I'm questioning myself, when I'm asking myself, am I doing enough? Am I showing up enough? Like, my kids will tell you, like, you are enough, Mom. And I know I'm very hard on myself. So like, anybody outside can tell me I'm shit, but like, you don't fucking think that I've ever like sat there and looked at myself and questioned myself. But then also, like, look at the flip side. They also have another parent that doesn't fucking try. So like, anything that I do is, I feel like I try to put in extra when I only have, my cup has only been so full, and I'm trying to like pour into them because I know that they are not being poured into by another source that they should be poured into by. So I'm trying to give my extra, and I'm starting, like, it kind of got to the point where I started to, like, I learned that I need to pour into myself. I need to focus on myself. I need to start doing things for myself because I poured into everybody else outside of me. And it left me drained. It left me feeling like I have nothing and nobody's here to save me. Nobody's here to catch me. Nobody's here to support me. So I have to do it on my own. Yet again, after everybody, like take, and then disappear. And then I'm left like holding all of this like extra baggage, right? And this past year has made me see, like, fuck that shit. I'm not holding on to anybody's extra crap anymore. I don't want to take on extra responsibility. And so I really started to like go inward and focus on myself more than I ever have. But again, a lot of people will dog you because they're envious of you, because they are jealous of the life that you are creating. Whether you realize it or not, whether you think that you have this lavish life or not. Maybe you don't. Like myself, I don't have a fucking fancy lavish life. Like, things have been like fucking tight, but I make the best of it with my kids. I try to put in the most effort that I can because I want to, because I know they need that, because I know I need that too, because that also is healing a part of me. Healing them heals a part of me, so on and so forth. So like, yeah, those people that are really like sitting there with their nose in the air, a lot of times it's their own shit that they're judging you for. So don't even take that on for yourself. Allow yourself to let it go, because you're so much more worthy than that. I love you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, or whatever time you're watching this. Mwah.